Welcome to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, founder of the Reiki Business Collective and creator of the Build Your Reiki Business program, sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Greetings, welcome, and thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing. So grateful to have you here, so thank you. In this episode, we're talking about combining Reiki with other modalities, because this is something that comes up frequently and that a lot of Reiki practitioners do. You know, Reiki is infinite. And Reiki is infinitely flexible, which means that we can indeed use Reiki in all kinds of ways. And that includes within our own Reiki business. You know, Reiki all by itself is enough. And I think oftentimes Reiki business owners may feel that they have to combine other things with Reiki because they may feel that Reiki is not enough. They may feel inadequate. They may feel pressure. They may see other Reiki business owners doing things in addition to Reiki or combining them with Reiki, and they may feel some FOMO, and they may feel some imposter syndrome, and they may feel like their Reiki business just ain't good enough. That, oh, look at all of these other things that these practitioners are combining with Reiki. Look what they're doing. Look how they're doing it. Oh, all I do is Reiki. Oh, I only do Reiki. Is that good enough? Is that enough? Should I be adding things to Reiki? Because is that enough? And I first, in this discussion, want to say very firmly, very loudly, and very clearly, yes, it is. Reiki, all by itself, is enough. Reiki is enough all by itself. And so, no, you do not need to combine anything with Reiki. You do not need to add anything to Reiki. Reiki is Reiki all by itself. And there is nothing that we need to add or supplement or include with Reiki in order to, quote unquote, increase its power or make it better or even to bring in more clients. No. Reiki is enough all by itself. And so I want to first and foremost talk about combining Reiki with other modalities by saying you don't have to. It's not necessary. And yes, you can just do, quote unquote, just do Reiki, because Reiki is enough all by itself. So I want to emphasize that first and foremost. Now, if you want to combine other things with Reiki, other modalities, absolutely, that's okay too. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Because Reiki is infinitely flexible, and it does lend itself well to being combined with all other kinds of things. Now, I will say in my own Reiki business, I am also a card reader. As a matter of fact, I was a card reader before I was a Reiki practitioner. But here's something that might interest you. As a business, I started offering Reiki first. I actually did not start off in my business offering card readings before Reiki. It was the other way around. But what I did do, and what did come very naturally in my business, was to add card reading to my Reiki sessions. Oh, card raking. Interesting. But I did add card reading to my Reiki sessions because that just came naturally to me because I was already reading cards. I wasn't reading cards in my business as a standalone service, but I was combining it with my Reiki sessions. And I actually started doing that immediately with my Reiki sessions, even when I was offering them to friends. And even before I expanded my Reiki business, I was offering card readings as part of the Reiki session. And the way that I would do this, and the way that many practitioners do this when they add card reading to their Reiki sessions, is to pull a card at the end. And there are plenty of ways to do this, and plenty of ways that practitioners do it. And if you're interested in adding cards to your Reiki sessions, I encourage you to do that in the way that feels right and comfortable for you, as is the case with adding any modality to your Reiki business and adding any modality to your Reiki sessions or Reiki offerings, is to do it in the way that feels right with and right to and resonates with you. So there's no wrong way to do it, and you can't mess it up. So what that means is that some Reiki practitioners, when they add cards in with their Reiki sessions, will have the client pull a card at the beginning. Maybe they'll take the cards and spread them out in front of the client and offer the client to choose one, maybe to meditate on, focus on as they receive Reiki during the session. Others might pull them at the end for clarification, messages. Some might do a whole card reading that's included with the session. Some might encourage or offer the client to pull a card for themselves after the session. And so it's all really about what resonates with you and what feels right to you. Now, card reading is just one example of this because card reading is itself infinitely flexible and is itself something that any of us can do. I will say that I do teach card reading in the Unlock Your Card Magic program. Super excited always to offer Unlock Your Card Magic. It is a pretty powerful card reading program, and always excited to offer that, including the Journey with the Cards workshop, which is free and is coming up, as well as my massive card party coming up in August. So get in on that, please do. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/journey and register for both of those. And I'll also drop that link below as well, of course, but standingstoneshealing.com/journey so that you can join the Journey with the Cards workshop and the big fun card party. BYOC, bring your own cards. It's going to be a good time. And so anyone can read cards. Anyone can learn to read cards and be successful at it as well. When I have my Reiki sessions, I will offer to pull a card at the end of the session for my clients. And so that's just one example of a modality, card reading. But we can combine Reiki with all kinds of things. We can combine Reiki with really any other kind of modality. We can combine Reiki with yoga or hypnotherapy or tapping or the Feldenkrais method or on and on and on. I mean, name your modality, pick your modality, sound healing, and just anything and everything that you might think of. Yes, you can combine it with Reiki. And here's the thing, the sky's the limit with it. There is no rule that you have to follow. And so you may be thinking, oh, can I combine Reiki with fill in the blank? The answer is always yes. There's never a no. And the answer is always however you want to do it. You can do it in whatever way you feel called. Now, I will say that in my own Reiki business, I have taken my offerings of Reiki, card reading, and coaching, and I have combined them all into one Reiki card coaching, which is a unique service. And so you can do that too. If there is something that doesn't exist and you're saying, oh, can I combine Reiki with this other thing? I don't know. Has anyone ever done that? I don't know if that's okay to do. The answer is yes. Yes, it is okay to do. Yes, it is okay to make up your own method. Yes, it is okay to do it your way. Because Reiki isn't judging you for the ways in which you might use Reiki. I'm going to say that again. Reiki is not judging you for the ways in which you might be using Reiki in your Reiki business. Reiki is not saying, no, don't combine me with card reading. Don't do that. That's not a good idea. Or no, I really don't pair well with yoga. Not a good idea. Yoga and we don't really mix well. Or no, that sound healing thing. Reiki is not about sound. Don't go combining me with sound healing. Reiki ain't saying none of that. Reiki is infinite. Reiki is infinitely flexible, and Reiki can be used in any way, shape, or form that you might dream of. Let's not limit Reiki. Let's not say to ourselves or to each other, no, that's not a good idea. No, don't do that. No, that whole pairing Reiki with cooking. Don't do that. That's not a good idea. Shout out, by the way, to my friend Nancy who does that. Totally cool and awesome. Yes, you can do Reiki and recipes. Absolutely. Why not? Why not is the question. And so let's start when we are thinking about pairing Reiki with modalities and other things. Let's not start with why. Let's start with why not and ask ourselves, why not do that? Why not add Reiki to sound healing? Why not combine Reiki and baking? Reiki baking, yes. Why not combine Reiki with hair cutting? Not a service I need, by the way, but people do and may very well, yes, want it and need it. You can make it up yourself. So let's start with the question, why not, rather than the question, why. And when we have a thought of, oh, it would be so cool to pair Reiki with fill in the blank. Yes, why not? Let's start with why not and let's say yes. Yes, why not? Yes, I can do that. Yes, that's an awesome idea. And let's say to one another, when other Reiki practitioners and business owners express a desire to, I want to combine Reiki with my essential oils. Can I do that? Yes, the answer is yes, you can. And yes, give it a try. Because always we can change our mind. Always we can change the way we do things. Now, I don't know about you in your Reiki business, and I don't know about you in your Reiki journey, but my Reiki journey looks different now from what it did 9 years ago. And my Reiki business looks different now from what it did 5 years ago. So our Reiki journey is always unfolding, just like our Reiki business journey is always unfolding, which means that we can change things up. We can do things differently. We can change the way we practice Reiki, and we can change the way that we use Reiki in our Reiki business. The answer is yes, why not? And so, for instance, with my own Reiki card coaching sessions, I no longer offer as a standalone service Reiki, or at least let me give this caveat, not online. So in person, I still will and do offer Reiki sessions, but online, I no longer offer Reiki sessions as a standalone service that someone can purchase at any time with me. Now, I do offer Reiki sessions, online distance sessions from time to time as a special offer, and I'm always excited when I do that. I love offering my distant Reiki healing ceremonies, but what I've done in my own Reiki business is that I've taken all of the things that I do, Reiki, card reading, and coaching, and I bring them all together into one service, Reiki Card Coaching. Now, have I always offered it? No, I have not always offered Reiki card coaching. As a matter of fact, it's a newer service in my Reiki business. Will I offer it in the future? I don't know. You know, my Reiki journey, just like my Reiki business, is always evolving and unfolding. And so that may change too. And so in the future, I may offer something completely different. I may combine sound healing with all of that, which, as a matter of fact, I do in the Reiki card coaching, combine drumming with all of that. But you know, my Reiki journey is always unfolding. My Reiki business journey is always unfolding, and yours is too. And so let's be open to the possibilities. Let's be open to the potential. Let's not limit Reiki, because Reiki is not limited. Let's not limit what we can do with Reiki and how we can use it in our practice and in our businesses, because those limitations are only about us. Anytime we put a limit on Reiki and what we can do with it, we're putting the limit on it ourselves and not Reiki. In terms of Reiki is not limiting us, and Reiki is not limited. And so when we limit Reiki, the limitation is about us and not about Reiki. And so that means that when we limit how we can use Reiki and how we can combine it with other things, that limitation is not about Reiki. That limitation is about us. And so anytime we think, oh, I'd love to combine Reiki with fill in the blank, can I do that? I want to encourage us to ask ourselves why we have that question, why we're asking if we can do that, why we're asking if that's okay, and why we are asking if we're allowed to do that. Yes, you are allowed. Because Reiki is not saying you're not allowed. And Reiki is not saying, don't do that. Reiki is not judging you. Reiki is not sending that message. So dig down deep inside and ask yourself where that message is coming from, because it ain't coming from Reiki. Ask yourself why you're putting the limitation on Reiki, why you're putting the limitation on your Reiki business about combining modalities with Reiki, because really and truly, you can do it in any way that calls to you. And so I get questions from time to time about combining Reiki with other modalities. How do I do this? Can I do this? Is it okay? Or how do I even do it? What kinds of modalities can I combine with Reiki? And the answer is any, all of the above. Yes, and why not? That's the answer. And so in this episode, I'm not giving you a cookie cutter way in which you can combine Reiki with other modalities, because any kind of a cookie cutter way is not fair to you, your own Reiki journey, your own Reiki business journey. Even, I might say, it's not fair to Reiki. And so let's not limit ourselves when we ask the question of, can I combine Reiki with other modalities? Christian, can you talk about combining Reiki with other modalities? Yes, here it is. Do it, and do it in any way that you want to do it. There's the answer. You know, I always love hearing about how people are combining Reiki with other things. I always love hearing about what other Reiki practitioners and Reiki business owners are doing with Reiki and how they're using Reiki. I think that it only serves to enrich my own Reiki journey. And I think that it only serves to enrich each other's Reiki journeys. So let's share what we do. Let's tell one another how we use Reiki, how we combine it with other modalities, what modalities we might combine it with, even things that we don't even think of as modalities, like cooking. So let's share those things. Let's encourage one another. Leave a comment. Let us know, what do you combine Reiki with? How are you combining Reiki in your Reiki business, in your Reiki practice? What are you combining Reiki with, and how are you doing it? Because it's exciting and beautiful and just a wonderful thing. Let's all keep an open mind about our own Reiki journey, how it might unfold, and therefore how we might feel called to show up in our Reiki business in the future, and how we might feel called to use Reiki in whatever way, shape, or form that might take for the highest good of all. You know, whether that's combining it with certain modalities, putting our own special, unique twist on it. Yes, we can, because why not? So I'm sending so many blessings and best wishes to combining Reiki with other modalities. Remember, Reiki in and of itself is enough. You don't have to combine Reiki with anything. So if you feel that pressure, please release it. Please release that pressure. Please release that judgment. Know that you don't have to combine Reiki with anything, and Reiki is enough. That people indeed do want Reiki all by itself. I've had clients who, yes, they don't, yeah, sure, Christian, you pull the cards at the end, but I don't really care. I'm here for the Reiki. Yes, of course, absolutely. And so Reiki is enough all by itself. And there's nothing that we have to add to it to make it, quote unquote, better or more powerful or more effective. Absolutely not. But indeed, when we feel called to combine Reiki with other things that light our fire, that we enjoy, and that are helpful, well, then why the heck not? So sending so many blessings and best wishes to combining Reiki and doing with it whatever it is that calls to you, indeed for the highest good of all. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business. Thanks for tuning in to the Build Your Reiki Business podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and send to a friend. Learn more about the Build Your Reiki Business program at standingstoneshealing.com/build. Sending blessings and best wishes to your Reiki business.